Elden Ring reportedly won't get a new DLC after Shadow of the Erdtree. Apparently, they're only ever going to do this one DLC, which I don't think anyone was expecting. We all just assumed there would be more.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect more after this.
Really?
I did. I thought they would have milked it a little.
Here's the thing. So From Software still has a deal with Sony. They still have to put out games with Sony.
Yeah.
I am gonna figure that that's their next project. And
Like 1, 2?
maybe
like
or maybe something new. Who knows, right? But I figured that they still have to go through that. And they have a bunch of others. There may be another Dark Souls game. Who knows? Even if they at one point said they were not going to do it, we'll get another Dark Souls. So it's like they have so much on their plate. It's probably good to leave this as a chapter closed and then come back to it for a second game, rather than to just start throwing DLC on it. Because we'll probably get a second one. Who knows?
I think they're going to have to, man. Because
Yeah.
there's still so many. Like, I know it's a Souls game, so it's supposed to be cryptic as fuck, but there's still so much lore that hasn't been answered.
Yeah,
I would rather them keep it a mystery than answer it all with DLC.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
I've also seen some people speculate that they're gonna do novels and shit.
Oh,
and you know what? And you want to know what's funny?
They'll never
Said
get
it
rid.
Before, say it again. Anything to avoid finishing the Game of Thrones series, he'll fucking do.
Yeah, and just wait. Then he'll finish Game of Thrones to avoid finishing the Elden Ring series.
So, as first spotted by Games Radar, From Software Miyazaki's initially spoke with Jihu, citing that Shadow of the Erdtree will be the first and last DLC for Elden Ring. So, in the interview, which is loosely translated, however, Miyazaki also adds that there are no current plans for Elden Ring content, and that appears to reinforce their DLC commitment. And I saw Nazma in the chat. Armored Core 6, I fucking wish, but it's never going to get DLC. Elden Ring fans are surely disappointed, and the game was a major hit, reaching 20 million copies sold by February of 2023. So Miyazaki explained that selling Elden Ring's vast world in pieces could reduce freedom and the sense of adventure. Okay? So that lines up with the DLC seamless travel between its new and base world game. So early rumors about Thrustmaster's collaborations probably don't point to a second DLC anymore. Miyazaki had a very distinct creative vision for Elden Ring at Shadow of the Erdtree, but themed Thrustmaster controls could still arrive in the future. So From Software announced the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC last year, but the devs didn't offer up an official trailer until February of this year. So yeah, surprisingly, only one DLC. I would have assumed there would have been more, but I think Cream's right. I think they just want to get that Sony deal moving a little bit more. Just say, fuck it, it's in our interest to make a whole new game.
It's not like you had to buy a season pass as well. It's not like they're cancelling anything to move on to the next project. It was always just promised as one game, and everyone kind of just assumed it would be a 3 to 4 DLC. I thought 3. I thought at least 3 DLCs we would get from it, but one huge big one, and I guess they moved on.
When did Elden Ring come out? Like we're years from the release. It's like 2020.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's been about 4 years. That's why I'm not surprised we're not getting any more. 4 years from a release, you know, they want to move on. Okay, 2022. So 2 years, but still, they want to move on. They want to get going on stuff.
I do have one worry about this. One major worry. Sony keeps saying they want to take their stuff and make movies and TV shows out of it.
Yep.
Don't do an Elden Ring movie.
You imagine?
It would just be the worst Game of Thrones piece of shit ripoff you've ever seen.
Hello? Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Haight, servant to the True Order and celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree, grant me succor.